Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss fourth unit in solid waste management, that is the processing technique and energy recovery. We are going to discuss this chapter in two parts. First we will discuss the processing technique, and in next module we are going to discuss next part in this unit number 4, that is the energy recovery. This chart shows the functional elements of a solid waste management. As per discussion in the previous lecture, we have discussed the first three functional elements of a solid waste management, that is the waste generation, where we have discussed about different types of a solid waste, characteristics of a solid waste, and importance of waste segregation at the point of generation. Next is the waste handling and storage, which is related to the total process or the activities related to placing the solid waste into the container. Next is the primary and the secondary collection, where we have discussed the different primary collection systems, that is the curve system, LAS system, door to door collection system, and the backward system, in which door to door collection is most effective as per number of studies. And for the secondary collection, there are two types of collection systems, that is the hall container systems and the stationary container systems, which are decided based on the total amount of solid waste collected or generated. After that, we have discussed the importance of a transfer and transport, means where we are going to provide transportations and different type of equipment or vehicles used for the transport of that solid waste. Now we are going to discuss next functional element, that is the processing and transformation of solid waste. Then we will discuss first why segregation is so important. Since we are going for the treatment of the solid waste, initially we need to segregate the solid waste so that we can provide a proper treatment for that collected solid waste, and the segregation is most important steps in waste treatment. Since we cannot treat mixed waste properly, that's why we have need to be segregate solid waste into the dry waste, wet waste, hazardous waste, and also we have to further segregate into biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, since we have to provide it a proper treatment. According to the color coding, we are going to collect the solid waste into the blue, yellow, and red type of color code bags, and according to that we are going to provide treatment technologies. For dry waste, we are going to prepare recycling, recovery of the waste. After that, we are going for the treatment, energy recovery. For wet waste, we are mostly preparing composting process and anaerobic digestion process so that energy can be recovered. And for the hazardous waste, we are going to use different treatment technologies like pyrolysis, gasification, and incineration. Then how we can segregate the solid waste or the waste separation? First, we can separate the solid waste at the 2 point. First, at the point of generation, that is the source of generation, and second, at the material recovery facility. We need to segregate the solid waste at the point of generation, since the collection of solid waste or the generation of a solid waste is very less, and we can do it by manual way. While at material recovery facility, we have to use a different type of mechanical equipment for the separation, since generation of a solid waste is very high. If generation is very less, in that case we are going to use manual technique for the recycling or recovery of some important material. Then what is the purpose of waste separation? Waste separation helps to modify its physical characteristics so that we can use the material for the another purpose, and we can remove components or the specific contaminants so that we can get a proper shape or uniform product. That's why for its further reuse or recycling recovery purpose, waste separation is important. For waste separation, we are going to use different unit operations. First is the size reduction, where we are going to cut the product into smaller pieces to get a uniform product. It is not a volume reduction, it is a size reduction process. Second is the screening. In screening, we are going to separate oversized and undersized particles according to the size basis. Third unit operation is the density separation or air classification, where we are going to separate lighter and heavier particles, mostly used for the plastic waste separation. Next is the magnetic separation, in which we are going to use ferrous type of material recovery by using magnetic principle from the mixed waste. And fifth unit operation is the densification or the compaction, where different type of mechanical compactors are used for the compaction process. It is also known as a volume reduction technique. Now we are going to discuss one by one unit operation. The first unit operation, that is the size reduction. It is a process of mechanical reduction of a size of collected waste to obtain a uniform final product. Means we are going to cutting or we are going to chopping that waste into smaller final product so that we can get a product of uniform size and shape, so that we can reduce total hauling cost, total transportation cost, since the waste get product cutting product get is of a uniform size and shape. It is not a volume reduction technique. Since suppose example of paper waste, if we cut the paper waste into smaller product, then it gets a higher volume as compared to the parents product. That's why it is not a mechanical volume reduction process, it is a size reduction process where we are going to cutting or chopping that product. For that, different types of shredders are available, like hammer mill, glass crushers for crushing the grasses. Next, flail mill, hammer and shear shredders. This picture shows the hammer mill where the product is or the raw material is feed from the top surface, and by using hammer we are get a finer product at the bottom. Second picture shows the glass crusher where glass is crushed into smaller product. Next picture is the flail mill where we are going to cut or the chop product into a finer product. That uniform product can be easily handled or easily stored and transported. This picture shows the shear shredders where mixed waste can be shredded or dry waste material is shredded into a finer product. Next unit operation is the screening. Then what is meant by screening? Screening is a process of separation of mixed material into different type of size of two or more fractions by using screen surface. Means we are going to separate the solid waste on the size basis, that is either it is oversized or undersized. That's why we are going to use different type of screen surfaces for the separation of that waste. Also we can get lighter and heavier particle by separation it. For this we are going to use different types of screens like vibratory screens, rotary screens, disc screen. This picture shows the different type of screening devices. First is the vibratory screens where feed is provided from the inlet, and the machine get or the equipment get vibrated so that undersized particles get collected at the bottom while oversized is collected from the top surface. Second is the rotary screens where feed is provided from the inlet and this equipment is rotated in a circular manner, and the smaller size of the finer undersized particles are get collected from the bottom, while at the outlet we will get the larger size particle. The third picture is the disc screens where discs are provided of different size so that we can get the product of different size of unit, so that we can separate it on the size basis. Third unit operation is the density separation, or also known as air classification. In this process we are going to separate lighter material such as paper waste, plastic waste from mixed waste, and heavier material such as metal based on its weight difference. Means we are going to classify it on the lighter particle and heavier particle. Mostly in mixed waste, lighter material is organic in nature, while in heavier materials is inorganic in nature. Mostly used for plastic separation from mixed waste. This process is mostly followed for the separation of paper and plastic waste from the mixed waste, since it is a lighter particle get collected from the air classification process. This picture shows the density separation where municipal solid waste is fed from the inlet, and the air is get provided from the bottom, and the lighter particle is collected at the top surface, while at the bottom we will get heavy fractions having a higher density, while from the outlet air is get exhausted. This picture. Next unit operation is the magnetic separation. A magnetic separation is a process which separates ferrous type of metals from mixed waste stream using a magnetic principle. Since magnet can attract or magnet can catch ferrous metals from the mixed waste, we can easily separate magnetic material and non-magnetic material into two streams. Mostly used for the separation of tin cans from aluminum in mixed waste. Means mixed dry waste we can collect a ferrous type of material separately, which is magnetic material, and non-magnetic material is collected from the another stream. figure shows the feed is in from feed hopper we are going to provide the waste stream, and conveyor belt is moving in a circular manner, while by using a magnet we can attract or we can catch the magnetic material into the another stream, while non-magnetic material is collected in another part, so that we can easily separate magnetic material from the waste stream. Next unit operation is the densification or a compaction. It is a process which increases the density of any material, means that is the volume reduction technique, in which we are going to increase the density of a product, so that the product which is getting by this compaction is of smaller size and easily can be easily stored and transported by cheaply. Since it is of uniform size and shape, we can store easily, we can increase the collection efficiency or the transportation efficiency, we get the total collection cost or transportation cost reduces. It is also used for the preparing refuse derived fuels, that is RDF, that is the product of uniform size and shape, that is we are going to use for the pellet production, where pellets are used as a waste energy recovery material into the different incineration process. For that we are going to use different equipment like balers and can crushers. Different type of mechanical compactors like low pressure compactor, high pressure compactor is also used for that compaction of a material, so that the material which is getting should be of uniform or smaller size and density get increases. This picture shows the balers and can crushers. Balers are used for the preparing roller material, while can crushers are compacted to get it increases its density and reduces its size. By using this different mechanical equipment, we can separate the magnet waste different materials from the waste stream. That is, the different unit operations are used in a material recovery facility, so that we get the material of or the reuse or recycling recovery purpose, and the extracted material or non-useful material can be provided to the waste to energy product. This is the first part in the unit number 4, processing and energy recovery. In next module we are going to discuss in energy recovery, that is the incineration process, densification process, gasification process, pyrolysis process. Thank you.